Hey guys, Enchanting Gaming here. Now, before I get into what I believe Ravenburger's and Lorcana's large issue is moving forward, I do want to give them their dues in that over the last year, they have taken the steps to take Lorcana to the next level. Beginning with the whole introduction of Lorcana to theme parks and cruises, getting public awareness out there that the game exists. That was a very big issue and still kind of continues to be to this day. They definitely can take a lot more steps, like getting Lorcana onto Disney Plus. That would be humongous for them. Next, the introduction of Fabled, the set that so many people had hated on and turned out to be wrong. It became one of the most popular Lorcana sets ever, and even more popular than most Pokemon sets. It's been doing extremely well. The introduction of the epics and iconics into it was a game changer for Lorcana. Definitely has set the tone for months now, just taking us to where we are today. People love those enchanteds, and it's great they introduced those new two rarities. Lorcana really needed that. Now, after that, I want to touch on the enchanteds. Now, I'm glad they've upped their game, just artist wise. If you remember sets 1 through 4, those essentially are today's like epics in terms of their style. With Shimmering Skies, they changed that around and they continued to improve the artwork set after set. Winter Spell, in my opinion, is one of the best looking sets in terms of all the enchanteds. Like literally, you could take any one of those and have made them the iconic for that set. They were just that great looking, and Wilds Unknown, they still do look great as well. Some people don't like that vine background, but it does fit with the lore, so I mean, in my opinion, it's fine. Not all the artwork can just look the same from set to set. You need some different stuff thrown in, like, was it Azurite Sea had like those goldenish enchanted cards that a lot of people still to this day aren't very fond of. And yeah, they're not the most pretty, but they're at least unique. So that's gotta happen every now and then. Throw in kind of a curveball into sets. So glad though they definitely keep improving those enchanteds. And finally, the pull rate. They definitely increased the hit rate in Wilds Unknown. Before we were getting like 4 to 6 legendaries in a booster box. That's increased to probably like 7 or 8. And some people have reported getting up to even 12 in a box, which is nuts. Epics were more like 1 to 2 in a box. Now you're getting about 2 to 3. Enchanteds, people say they've been a little better, but there's still people getting none in their cases, and I think we need to wait and see what the data brings in the next week, coming up week. Just find out more info on that. Same with the iconics. I don't know, those really changed at all. Now, moving on to the issue I see in Ravensburger's and Lorcana's future is that the print quality continues to be terrible as we go from set to set. The previous sets were not good, and Wilds Unknown has not gotten any better. And my big gripe is that I opened up a case and actually pulled 2 enchanteds out of it, which, would be usually a great thing and is still nice to have gotten, but both of the enchanteds had horrid centering, the worst of any enchanted I've seen, and the Milo Thatch card I pulled had whitening on both the top and the bottom, and the Leviathan card I pulled had whitening in the corner. Now, I didn't take like a magnifying glass over it and look at it super good, so there could still be other things wrong with them. But for now, that's the stuff I just noticed going over them quick. And it's just sad that you're pulling a pack fresh card out and it's basically like a PSA 7 or maybe 8 if you're lucky. It's unfortunate because you're expecting from these higher tier rarities the best quality coming out of these print facilities. And if those were iconic pulls, like I'd be absolutely mad about it. And hopefully no one's having that kind of issue with their iconics. Hopefully you guys have pulled, actual PSA 10s out of them. That's how it should be, and in my opinion, how the Enchanted should be as well. I don't know what's going on at these print facilities. Like I get it's a Millennium Print Group owned by Pokemon printing the Lorcana cards, so it's not necessarily Ravensburger's fault. I don't know how much pull Ravensburger has in getting them to print better quality Enchanteds. It's like I hope Pokemon's not purposely doing it. I feel it's probably more they're pressed for time just because TCGs across the board are so popular, and it's just time crunch after time crunch for the employees there, so they're just not lining up these sheets right or something. And I don't know if it's just that they don't have the time to redo them once they get printed. Personally, they probably should have been thrown out, but hopefully going forward they do take their time on these enchanteds and iconics. Definitely strive towards making them perfect. I don't know what it's gonna take for Ravensburger to talk with Pokemon and get that accomplished. And hopefully Ravensburger's just out there trying to get their own print facility going up, or maybe buy someone else out. I don't know that anyone's for sale, and that would definitely help them out. Just make it a Lorcana only print facility. Because if we're under the impression that Lorcana is going to continue to grow and become super popular as the years go by, and these print facilities just are not able to continue to keep up. TCGs across the board keep being popular. Pokemon doesn't cool down and stuff to where Lorcana can get some more space, and the workers can take their time with printing these cards. Ravensburger's got to do something here. They might just have to open their own facility. Even with the new Pokemon facility coming online, that's going to be like 18 months. And you also have the whole training of the employees and working out the kinks at that particular facility with the equipment. So we're potentially talking even longer for cards to actually become of great quality there. So, with that, it's just something needs to happen sooner rather than later. We can't keep going set to set, seeing this kind of quality come out of packs. Attack of the Vine comes out in only 2 months, so I'm not bullish on the quality becoming any better for that set. I mean, let's hope, but I'm not really seeing it. And to be honest, like Ravensburger, they've been taking steps to fix these other issues, so as that occurs, people are going to notice more and be more vocal about these print quality issues that are going on. And it's going to become a thorn in Ravensburger's side, I think, sooner rather than later. And also, in all honesty, who wants to open up that many packs only to pull enchanteds that are of low quality? Like, in all honesty, I would have rather had pulled one enchanted that's actually mint opposed to pulling these two enchanteds that are like PSA 7 quality. It's kind of a bummer since I'm a collector that likes having mint cards. But I mean, I guess the fortunate thing was I love Atlantis, so I did get two of the pulls that I was wanting. Um, but yeah, it's just it doesn't make sense to me for most people to continue to open up a bunch of packs if we get this kind of quality out of them. Hopefully, this was a real isolated incident with just the Atlantis sheets, some of them being that bad. Hopefully, you guys have gotten good enchanted quality cards being pulled. Now, I did pull a Frozone from a pre-release kit that was, pretty much overall good. Probably will PSA 10, I would assume, hopefully. But yeah, I mean, just with that, guys, they definitely need to, I don't know, get over at that facility and see what's going on because the print quality across the board, especially I've noticed with the lower tier cards, they've been pretty bad, which is fine. I'd rather those be a bad quality as opposed to the higher rarities. So if the facility is pressed for time, it's like whatever with legendaries and less, just whip them through, I guess. But take your time on at least the for sure the enchanteds and iconics, maybe even the epics if you can. But yeah, with that, guys, let me know in the comments. Have you ran across a bunch of issues with your enchanteds or even iconics? And I mean, what do you think Ravensburger can do to just make things better sooner in the future rather than later? And with that, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.